Welcome to the most must-listen-to show on the internet. This is the AEG Show, and I am not JB this week. I am DG3. These guys don't call me that. No one calls me that, but that's what I go by sometimes. Almost never. I got Marlon with me, as always. What's up, buddy?
Hey guys, what's up?
You are the rock of AEG.
Not really.
And then I've also got Gustavo. What's up, buddy? Secrets. Every week. We've got a bit of an interesting outline for you. Not a whole lot to talk about this week. Gaming news has been kind of slow, in my opinion. So our outline this week is we're going to talk about Platinum Games. They're going to start self-publishing, and then Epic made a transaction a few days ago that we'll get into a little bit, and then Microsoft details their community guidelines on the speech on Xbox Live. So good luck with that, Microsoft. And then our topic of the week, we'll get into whether or not you should buy collector's editions, limited editions, whatever, why we're going to buy them or not buy them. And yeah, that one not really be able to wing that one pretty well. So anyway, Platinum Games. We'll start off with Platinum Games. They're going to start self-publishing. And they typically don't do that. They develop their own games and then outsource for the publishing. Any thoughts on that? Gus, why don't you lead this off like you normally do?
I will hit lead off. Yeah, hopefully I can hit better than the Mets' current leadoff hitter now. Yeah, so I think it was an interview over at the Video Games Chronicle. Platinum had I don't know how to pronounce his first name, Atsushi Inaba or something. He basically said that the studio was going to try to shift over to self-publishing its own games. And he sort of gave examples of like Vanquish and The Wonderful 101, which were amazing games that they made, but they didn't control the destiny of those games because they weren't self-published, which means that they didn't own that IP. What do I think about them doing self-publishing? We'll see how it goes. I mean, I think it's par for the course for a studio like that. I mean, if you look at their trajectory and the games that they put out, like the first one that I come to is Scalebound. Which was like a Microsoft Xbox One exclusive, and Microsoft pulled out of the deal. They had been working on that for years. We never saw it come out. We saw some gameplay of it, so we know that it existed. But we'll see. We'll see how it works. I think of Double Fine, Tim Schafer's studio, and they've been self-publishing for a while now. And once in a while they'll mess around with other publishers, but we'll see. I hope that it goes well for them.
Yeah, they'd mentioned they want to start, like you said, they don't own the IPs in that case, so they can't make the sequels. That's what they said. That's basically what the article said, was so they can make sequels. And I think there's a few games that Platinum, I could think of another one in particular, which is kind of a sequel at this point, but a sequel to Nier Automata, one of my favorite games of all time. That'd be awesome. I don't know what they do, but because I know that is a sequel, and yeah, that was published by Square Enix as well. It was, developed by Platinum Games, published by Square Enix. So that's another one. So we'll see, man. It'd be interesting to see. It's a whole new ball game, though, for sure.
I think that, like in today's age, it's much easier for those type of studios to not necessarily have to count on a big money publisher like a EA or Square. Right, we have things like Kickstarter, we have things like GoFundMe, we have things like Patreon, and we've seen studios count on that. And then we also have different avenues like early access, right? So they don't necessarily have to rely on a big publisher to tell them what or what not to make for a game. So I hope it works out for them.
Yeah, so do I. You never wish anything bad to happen, anything like that. So, well, we don't. Some people do, but we never do.
People like
you never
Marlon.
know. Oh, yeah, come on.
Well, Marlon, yeah, because the whole Japanese thing.
You're gonna bring that back? Okay, it was a one time only. Okay, give me some slack on that.
It was not one time, buddy. It was like 4 episodes in a row. At the end, you always threw in a jab. I don't know why, but.
All right, my bad. Okay, I apologize to all Japanese developers out there. Okay.
So yeah, I mean, like you said, there's not a whole lot to talk about there. I mean, it's just Platinum is talking about getting into the publishing business, I guess, and
frankly,
really, I mean, they got.
I think it took them. Like when I first read it, I was like, wow, finally, it took you long enough. I don't know. I like Platinum as a developer. They have, like we've mentioned this before on the AEG show. They have peaks and lows, valleys and ups and downs. Where they'll put out a good game like Bayonetta, Bayonetta 2, Vanquish, Beautiful Joe, and then they'll have like really crappy games like those Transformer games that they worked on and stuff like that. I
I
can't.
kind of forgot about those.
Yeah, I forgot what other games. Didn't they make like a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle game as well?
I think they did.
I could be
I'll
wrong. I
have to
hope
look
that I'm
into
not.
that.
Sorry, listeners. I really hope that I'm not, but I think they did make like a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle games, and they did. Yes, thank God I wasn't wrong about that. I don't want to look like a fool in front of the listeners.
Yeah, wasn't it
Yeah, we're live
Mutants
now.
in
I know
Manhattan,
that
I think,
they can
right?
call me out, like real time corrections.
I know, right? Yeah, I
Yeah.
think it was Mutants in Manhattan. I think that was the name of the Platinum game that they came out with.
Nice,
Like,
nice.
But yeah,
Could
they got
be
the
wrong,
Bayonetta
though.
series, which obviously that's published by Nintendo now, but it was Sega before that, and then they're still getting sequels on those though, so I don't know what they're bitching about.
No, you know what?
No, I'm just kidding.
Me playing always devil's advocate. Like, think about it. Think about it like this. Like,
You don't have to
you
pay
created the AEG show, right? It's your baby, it's your show, and you created it. But if you did it on somebody else's dime, although you worked hard for it and you were the one that had the vision, you wouldn't get to keep any of it, right? If you said,
Right.
"Hey, I want AEG to do this," the publisher would say, "No, you can't." "Oh, but I worked hard on it." "That's fine, but I paid for it, so I'm the
I
boss."
own you, bitch. Yeah. I got it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Platinum Games, for those of you who don't know, it's not even that old of a company. It hasn't been around that long. I mean, what, 2006, 2007, maybe? I feel
No,
like maybe I'm wrong. Don't quote me on that.
Yeah, didn't they make Beautiful Joe or something like for GameCube? I forget.
Um,
They've been around for a while. It doesn't matter.
No, so yeah, like and
Oh no, he's
maybe
right.
now-
Look, he's right. 2007. He was on the money.
um,
they were,
yeah,
they were founded.
I'm a fan of a lot of the stuff they have put. I mean, they put out some garbage too. Don't get me wrong, but I'm a fan of a few of the things they put out. So
It's funny you say that,
Yeah.
that they were founded on 2007 because that was the year that I got out of high school. So for me,
God, you're old.
I'm not that old, man. I could be older. You never know. I could be
Yeah,
Benjamin
You
Button.
probably are old.
Yeah.
I was born
Yep,
in the 1970s.
You know what? Not to go on a tangent or something, but you know what? I don't know. I forget who published that game, but you know who should? Nintendo. Nintendo published it. No, sorry, Sega. You know what? Sega should port over to Switch. Mad
What's
World
that?
Oh,
Oh,
man, that
yeah.
would be nice.
for the Wii. That was a great platinum game that I never played.
It was great, but I never played it. Um,
Everything is great if you had not played it. Let's just leave it like that, okay? Then you
we're
play it
doing a
and
lot
you
of
go,
filler
this
right
is
now,
shit.
guys. We don't want this episode to be 20 minutes long. No,
Three and a
there's
half
not really a
hours
whole
later.
lot more that I want to add to that. Before we move on, is there anything else you guys want to say about it, or anything you want to say to Platinum Games themselves?
Please, don't put a bungee. Please, that's all I'm asking. You know, do your things correctly right from the get go, and just do everything fine. That's all I'm asking. I'm not asking for a lot. Okay.
The only thing I'll
Fair
say
enough.
is, Hideki Kamiya, please keep on tweeting.
You've been
Fair
reading
enough.
his.
You
You've
heard
been
it.
reading the tweets, huh?
You heard it from the AEG show. Keep tweeting. So you know what you got to do. All right. Well, moving on from the Platinum Games self-publishing, Epic. You all know Epic, bad guy Epic. Everyone's pretty pissed off about them. They just bought Psyonix, 4 or 5 days ago now. Which, if you don't know, Psyonix is the developer of Rocket League and other titles too. But Rocket League is the main one. I don't believe they disclosed the amount they paid for it. I don't know if they have yet or not, but I know at the time of reading the article they had not. So yeah, Epic owns Rocket League now, and by the end of the year they'll be making it exclusive to the Epic Store, no longer be sold on Steam. So you want to play that game on Steam, I suggest buying it now.
Yeah, just for the listeners to be clear, like they didn't necessarily say that, but they basically said that in their words. It was like something along the lines like, man, I don't have the quote in front of me, but they said something along the lines like, up until this point, it'll be on Steam, and then after this point, it'll be supported on Steam, which probably means that. Oh, here it is. I have it. This will, however, mean some changes for the Steam version of the game. On PC, Rocket League will come to the Epic Game Store in late 2019. Until then, it will remain on sale on Steam, and after that point, it'll be supported on Steam. So that sort of leads to believe what DG3, as he likes to be called, but no one really calls him that, likes to say. Nobody calls him that.
Everyone calls him PS2.
So he's basically right about that. So how do I feel about it? I'll be honest. I don't know. I'm happy for Jeremy Dunham. I'm gonna pat myself on the back. I kind of tweeted at him and I said, "Hey, congrats, you deserve it, the father of Beyond." And he liked my tweet, which was like a super awesome moment for me. I get to do a podcast with my friends every week, and it really was because of Jeremy Dunham that I started listening to gaming podcasts. You know, people talk about One Up, but I started with Podcast Beyond and then migrated to other ones. So I'm really happy for him. He's getting paid his millions that he that he does deserve.
Yeah.
Yeah, he works hard, no doubt. But yeah, so. And another thing, too, is it's getting review bombed on Steam because, of course, it's getting review bombed on Steam, right? People are upset. I guess it's weird because, I mean, obviously competition's a good thing, but people don't see it like that, I suppose. You're seeing more and more exclusives to the Epic Store recently, especially at the start of this year. And I guess people don't like change, whatever the deal is. I don't know, man. It's just...
I'll tell you this.
Competition can't be a bad thing.
I'll let Gustavo talk about it.
All right, just real quick, like, I'm a fan of teams. Team. There. Sorry, the I don't want to be mean. The Hispanic comes out sometimes out of me. So I'm a big fan of Tim Sweeney, and he's very like pro market. He's a very laissez-faire type guy. So I'm a little surprised that he's trying to snatch up all these exclusives to Steam instead of battling it out through the market. Mm-hmm. But I think it's good for Steam that Epic exists, because, and I think it's not only good for consumers like us, for the gamer, but it's also good for publishers and developers, because Steam has like a monopoly on like the store, like, you know, on the PC gaming space. There's nobody bigger than Steam, right? So all roads cross through their house if you want to have your game sell. So in my opinion, it's a great thing that Epic exists. I just don't like the way they're going about things. I'm of the belief that they're being very heavy-handed about the way they're competing to get notoriety and to get people to come to their service. And then once like the playing field evens out, I think they'll go back to not doing these type of exclusive deals that are sort of anti-competition, in my opinion.
Yeah. Trying to force it. That's the thing.
That's the thing too. Is like you said, man. Steam's been around for a while now. Valve, owned by Valve. They've been around for a while now. But now you have not only the Epic Game Store, you have Uplay, which I believe Ubisoft still sells all their stuff on Steam as of now. And then you've got EA Origin, who I don't think they do anymore. They sell all their games, like all their published games and developed games, on their own store exclusively at this point.
Yep.
So you're starting to see, you know, not just from Epic, but, you know, competition elsewhere, where like Goose said, Steam used to have the market cornered, and now we're starting to see kind of like a rise in other, even if it's just, you know, their own companies selling their own games on their own stores. It's still, you know, it still takes away from Valve and Steam. So
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I think it's... Go ahead, Marlon.
Oh, sorry to cut you off, Dalton, but I'm okay with that, because remember when the Origins first came out and the fit that the gamers threw about that, when they were getting a lot of exclusives in the Origins store? And I remember a friend of mine was like, I'm never going to use the Origin store. It sucks. I'm always going to use Steam. And now he's like, well, I think I'll get Anthem in the Origin store, you know. I'll get some of the BioWare games in there. And I'm like, bro, it's competition, you know. Competition drives the market. It makes companies get better. Once you have a monopoly like Steam and Valve has had over the years, you always get, you know, this, well, since we're the only ones in the market, you have to play by our rules, and it just makes them get stagnated. That's the way I see it. So
Yeah. And yeah, that goes right back to the whole competition is a good thing. I mean, I think this benefits the gamers. Obviously, not when they do the exclusive stuff, I suppose. But I mean, one of the complaints I hear all the time is, well, now I've got to have a bunch of different launchers, and I have to use a bunch of different accounts to play games. I mean, I don't personally have a problem with that. One, because it's all right here. It's all right on your PC, so you just have to open a different launcher. I mean, those clients don't take up that much room on your PC, so that's not really a complaint either.
I'm glad you brought
Yeah,
that up because I was going to ask you that very same question. I was going to be like, hey, listen, like you're the real true PC gamer among us, and I know that you dabble in all these clients and you have games across multiple game clients. Does that bother you? And you just said before I even asked, you're like, nope.
no, to me, it's no different than booting up my Xbox or my PS4 or my Switch. I mean, it's just a thing that we do. It's actually not even that big of a deal because everything's right here at a click. So it's not like you got to work for it. I mean, I guess with the Xbox, you have to change your HDMI input at least.
I'm glad that you mentioned that because like there's a lot of sentiment amongst gamers, and I never, mainly amongst PC gamers, I've never really understood it. Like they're like, oh no, I would just love it if everything comes out on Steam, and I'm like, but why would you want that? I mean, why would you want Steam to have so much control over the games that you're buying, and when they have that amount of control, which to a point they do, they get to set the parameters in terms of what sells, what gets exposure on their store, what
Yep. How much they charge the developers and publishers and all that for each sale. How much, how much.
exactly.
Yeah, and that's another thing that Epic's doing. They're offering to sell these games that that take less profit off the top of the developers and
12%.
publishers.
12% across the board.
What's Valve at? I'd have to look it up.
So most stores like PSN, Xbox Live, the Google Play Store, the App Store, Valve, they charge a straight up 30%. And what Valve has done now, in lieu of Epic giving them competition, is if your game sells, which I personally don't like this. I don't like this new policy that they have. If your game sells like in excess of 5 million, instead of taking 30%, I don't know the exact numbers, but they'll take less. They'll take like 20% or something like that. And I personally don't like that because it rewards the AAA developers who don't need any more money, mind you. Yeah. And it punishes the small indie devs who need that cut, right? So basically, if you're a small outfit like, for example, Crankage Games, right, he's going to get screwed because he's not going to sell those 5 million units, as opposed to Ubisoft, who doesn't need any more money, right? They'll sell millions of copies and they'll get that bigger discount, which to me just doesn't make any sense at all. I'm like, you're punishing the little guys, essentially, is what you're doing.
Right. Yeah, and it's fucked up if you really think about it. I mean, like you said, Epic, I believe they're 12% across the board, right? That's for everybody.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's hard to be mad at them. I mean, they're doing something that is better for the gaming community, in my opinion. It's developers and publishers can make more money off their games. They can afford to put out games more often, maybe pay more people to work on these games, whatever the case may be. And at Valve, I mean, they might have to do layoffs and shit. I don't know. We'll see where it goes from here. That's a whole different topic, but
I mean, if I'm a developer, let's say I'm just a small developer, AEG developer, Goose, right? And I put out a game, right? Why would I want to put out my game in Steam besides the fact that it's the biggest platform?
Right.
Because they're going to take 30% out of every single copy sold. Whereas if I put it on the Epic Store, it's probably got a smaller platform and it's growing. It's getting bigger, nowhere near as the numbers as Steam, but I can put it on their store and that's an 18% difference. An 18% difference in every copy sold. If I sell millions of copies, that's a lot of money. Yeah.
Yeah. And Epic's still making their money. You know what I mean? They're still making their money off of these games. So I guess good for Epic, man. And I know a lot of people are seeing them as the villain right now, but if you really think about it, if you think about it in that context, they're almost the good guy. You know what I mean? They're the people for the consumer almost. I mean, maybe with that price cut, games go on sale more. You know what I mean? Maybe we can afford these games.
Before we move on from this topic, to bring it back to Rocket League, what do you think the creators of Fortnite can, how can they influence the game of Rocket League going forward? Like, do you think it'll go like its next iteration will go Battle Royale, free to play, and they'll go back to their original name of Supersonic Acrobatic Rocket Powered Battle Cars or something like that?
Yeah, honestly I don't think Epic's gonna mess with this formula. I think maybe if they make a sequel or something, they'll fuck it up. But I think as of right now, going forward, I don't think it's going to change anything. Right now, you know what I mean? I think I don't think they're stupid as a company. I don't think they're going to do that, but because they're making a lot of smart moves right now, so it's hard to picture them doing something that fucking stupid. But who knows, man? Maybe they'll prove me wrong. I'm kind of giving them props a little bit. I actually don't even have the Epic client downloaded on my PC. I've never even used it, but maybe I should.
Wait. What about the times that I sent you those links for those free monthly games?
Oh, dude, I hate you. I don't even try. I'm like, fuck this, and I type it in. I'm like, no. I usually block you for a day or two after that, and then I'll unblock you. You know what I mean? But
fair enough. Gotcha.
This guy, I swear, he gets free stuff. It's like, nope, I don't need that. I'm about
99% of the time when you send me a deal or like a free game, I do download it, but I haven't on Epic Store. I haven't done any of those.
God.
None of them have seemed super interesting to me at this point. There have been some good ones, but
oh my god, this guy.
So now that I'm done throwing shade at Goose,
you didn't throw shade at him. You throw the entire 3 at him. Okay.
The Whomping Willow.
Yeah. So I mean, obviously, Epic Games buying Psyonix is a pretty big deal. I mean, that game's still doing really well, and I can't remember when did that game come out. 4 or 5 years ago now.
Yeah, it originally caught on because it came out as a free game over at PlayStation Plus.
Yeah.
That's how
now
it got
it's cross play between all platforms. I'm assuming Epic will, they won't do anything there because they're big supporters of crossplay.
That's right. I forgot. You're right. Rocket League is crossplay, so that's another title that's now under the Epic fold. Because Fortnite was another one that was crossplay. Stubborn as Sony is, we won't get into that. But no, that's right. I forgot. Yeah.
July 7, 2015. That's when it first came out. And I remember
2015.
July 7, 2015. And I remember quite clearly that I downloaded it, played it for 3 hours, and I said, "Hey, I like it. It's a good, fun, little mini game type, game that you can play with your friends, like for a couple of hours and you're done with it." And then I met Rob, and I realized that it was not just a game. It was his destiny. Let's leave it like that.
Yeah. I actually gave it shit for a long time. I didn't download it for a while, and then I won't lie, I downloaded it because I heard it was an easy platinum. And at the time, I still kind of am. I was a big platinum.
He's owning up to it, right?
Yeah, and so I downloaded it just for to get the easy platinum, and I actually really enjoyed it. I mean, I was like, at first I'm like, dude, it's fucking soccer with cars. Are you fucking kidding me? Like, this is what kids are doing now. And then I ended up playing it, and I really did enjoy it for a while. I played it for a couple weeks. So.
Did you get the platinum?
And our buddy Rob is really big into that. So.
Oh, that's right. Rob does like the game. Yeah.
Yeah.
Rob, when are you gonna come on the show, dude?
Yeah, Rob. What the fuck, man? But yeah, so it's a pretty big deal. I think we'll see. Like, I guarantee they're gonna make it exclusive to Epic Store. That's what that sounds like to me. But that's
sure.
Like I said, we'll cross that when we come to it for sure.
Yes, we will.
Goose, did you want to lead off this next topic? It's kind of your topic.
I kind of really don't.
Topic.
I don't really want to lead it off, but I will.
All right.
So Microsoft, they put out a update to their community standards over at Xbox, and table of contents, their shared values, the content attitude. So that was all fine and dandy, right? And just to be clear, all of us over here at AEG, we all believe in being inclusive and all that stuff that people say, and being nice to each other, right? We all believe in that, right? That's not, we're not against that.
No.
But speaking personally, Goose here, I'm not representing AEG, but Goose here, I had a problem, and many in the industry had a problem with the way that trash talk was, basically the way Microsoft wants you to conduct yourself on their servers, which again, it's their servers, that's their prerogative. But when it comes to talking trash, I'll give some examples. So, acceptable trash talk includes get destroyed, can't believe you thought you were on my level. That was some serious potato aim, get wrecked. Like, who says that? That sucked, get good, and then come back when your KD's over one. And then they gave examples of what going too far looks like, which is I read it and I'm like, this is how I speak to my friends all the time. Um, get sexual threat, can't believe you thought you were on my level, which basically means get fucked. Hey, profanity, that was some serious potato aim, get wrecked. And then my favorite one, you suck, get out of my country. Maybe they'll let you back in when your KD's over one. So my issue with this is not so much Microsoft saying, hey, this is what we would like and expect from the users on our platform, but how precise they were in detailing speech. And although they're not telling you how to speak, they are suggesting how you should speak. And I sort of had a big issue with that because I don't think they should be telling me how to speak, or anybody else for that matter. And real quick, before I give it, shoot this off to Marlon, I applaud Microsoft for trying to moderate, but like I told the guys on the Discord, I think like a light touch is better. Like moderation is extremely hard, and either you ban everybody or you ban no one. And I think that they should break out the ban hammer for people who egregiously and continually abuse the system, as opposed to people who are just having fun and may not necessarily want to speak a certain way and may just want to swear a storm, the way I do sometimes amongst friends.
So my issue when I first heard this story was the fact that when I was like you, I was reading the guidelines as Microsoft were putting them on, and the one with the country one made me laugh because I'm thinking, okay, so you're gonna try to police how people talk in the Microsoft servers, even though you have people from different countries and different areas of the world that may be interacting with each other, that may not necessarily be from the same country and not be living in the same area. It's dumb. You're trying to police the internet. That's like you said, Gustavo. You need a very light touch on this thing because you're gonna go pissed off a lot of people, and when your customers get pissed off at you, they will let you know. And I mean, my point in the whole thing is, yeah, people are gonna be trolls. People are gonna just mess around with each other and just say bad words. There's a point for me when it's like becomes like death threats, and just actually like just hounding the person over and over, even when they're not playing the same game. That's when I'm like, okay, that's not cool. But if you're just playing around in a video game and somebody says you suck, bitch, I'm not gonna just make it throw a tantrum on that. It's I feel like we're getting into like this whole discussion of like people are getting very sensitive about how things are and just getting very, the word trigger about it. But
He
that's
said
just
triggered, by the way. Go on, Marlon.
I hate you so much, you piece of shit. Okay, so my accent sucks.
Domination.
I hate you so much right now. But yeah, that's the way I see it. I'll get back to Dalton here, Mr. Extremist Extraordinaire, and I'll leave it like that.
Extremist. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's weird. I mean, obviously, I don't know. Obviously, if you're throwing out slurs and shit like that, then that's a different story. And believe me, I've heard that shit online a lot. It's usually some like 12-year-old kid dropping the N-bomb over and over again for some reason.
Because he wants to be edgy.
Cool.
He wants to be cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you hear his mom beating his ass afterwards.
Yeah, I wish I could meet half the people I played online because that's a topic for another time. Yeah, it's weird. Like, how are they gonna police this though? They're gonna have, obviously people are gonna report it, right? That's gonna be like a thing that'll have to happen. I mean, they're not gonna have some dude just sitting there with his headset on listening to all these conversations, right? So
it's not the FBI.
I didn't read too much into it, but I don't know, man. I think obviously there's a difference between trash talk and toxicity for sure. I don't know, man. I just don't see how they're gonna go about this. You know what I mean? And it gets kind of scary. Like it gets like, like are they listening? Like,
oh, dude, Can you imagine
Go ahead,
this?
Marlon.
Dalton, can you imagine this? Like, the guy's trash talking the other person. You suck! You don't know how to play this game! Go back! And the guy who's listening going, yeah, you do suck, okay? Can you please stop playing this game? Starts hitting on the other guy. Like, Lord.
I'll be honest. Like, for me personally, like I think I'll be pretty I can't even. I'm not gonna say the word because I can't get it out my mouth.
He's Hispanic.
I think I'm pretty inoculated against this because, like, my thinking is when I do play online, I usually play with friends. Like, I rarely chat with randoms. Like, that's just not a thing I personally do, and many people don't do that either. And then in the event that I do play with a random or come across somebody who I don't know, like I'm mature enough where I know how to comport myself. I'm just worried about like the trash talking that goes on between my friends because like me and my friends when we play online, we say some pretty not nice stuff to each other, things that would get people triggered. We do drop N-bombs. We do say words like fag, right, which is not acceptable in today's standards, right? But that's among us, right? And I would never want anybody to police what I say to my friends because those are my friends and there's context there. We speak like that to each other. And although you may judge and say that's not how you should do it, I'll be like, that's fine. That's how you think. We've been talking like this for years and we're okay with it, right? So who are you to tell me how to address my friends? Right. So that's for me where I don't like it, where I'm like, I get how you would not want me to do that against a random. Okay, I get that too. I would never speak to somebody who I don't know like that.
No, absolutely not.
But with my
if someone
friends,
spoke to you like that, you beat their ass. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah, I know. Like I know. Like, all right. Yeah, I'm not gonna play with this guy ever again. I'm gonna mute him.
Yeah,
right? This is not somebody I want around my. This is not somebody I want to play with or want to be around. But again, with friends, just the like, man, I just know how we speak to each other.
Oh,
and
it's
just, it's not
and
nice.
You gotta think too is like we might be the minority here too. Like you and I, maybe Marlon, we'll just let that shit go. Like we're not gonna sit there and argue with people online like a bunch of fucking idiots. Like that's just not us. But some people, man, they'll sit there and they'll go back and forth with these people. And I don't know, maybe it sounds stupid to us, but other people do that. So I guess maybe that's what they're talking about here. But yeah, like you said, when you're playing games online with your friends, you don't want them policing that, right? You don't want them like listening in on your conversations with your friends. I mean, because that can get pretty toxic. I mean, the way I talk to you guys on the show sometimes is probably not fair, or it's probably offensive to some people. So,
but it's not offensive to us.
No, because we're all buddies here.
Exactly.
Exactly. You're trying
to have a good time, and
you're trying to get offended by somebody else's standards. Like that doesn't work. I mean, I've seen people that get offended for me, and I'm like, why are you getting offended for me? I'm okay with it. I've known these guys for years. Right. They're just my buddies. That's just the way we are. And I've seen some people that get really triggered by it, and I'm sorry, but that's just the history that we have with each other. I mess with them, they mess with me. I have no problem with that. If you have a problem with that, that's a you issue, not a my issue.
Yeah.
And that goes back to Goose saying, like, hey, me and my friends say this shit to each other, but we, you know what I mean? And me, like, you've heard me talk shit to Marlon a couple times. Marlon knows I'm not racist against Hondurans or Hispanic
Yes,
people.
you are.
Gus knows I'm not. Anyone that knows me knows I'm not a racist. But I do. Like, you guys are my friends, and I say some pretty racist shit to you guys because you guys are different. You guys are a different race than me, and it's funny.
Like, for example, like me, like Dalton and myself, we had been playing for like a long time, like probably years. And then when he finally saw me, he's like, "Oh wow, you look like a Mexican." He didn't say that. He didn't say that. I'm kidding. But if he would have said that, it would have been a joke. It would have just been in good fun between friends.
The best one for me.
Go ahead, Marlon.
The best one for me, and this was the episode that happened a long time ago with me and Dalton. So when I first met Dalton, he says, "Where are you from?" I say, "I'm from here," and he says, "No, you're not."
No, you're not.
Okay, where are you from? And then because this is me first time playing a video game and just actually hanging out with people that I never met online, and I'm going, I'm from Miami. No, seriously, where are you from?
I didn't buy it. It's not that I'm racist. I just didn't buy it. I thought he was.
Trust me, my accent is
that
like.
was cool of Marlon to be a liar.
And to my own grace, I did say the truth. Okay, maybe not the full truth. Maybe it was partially truth, but the full truth was said. At least later on.
And guess what? Now Marlon and I do a podcast together. We run a gaming page together.
God, Lord.
So
Yeah.
It
So
happens.
yeah, like you said, I mean, I guess police the morons that yell at each other online, I suppose, but there's a fine line. You can't go into a TMSG group chat and fucking listen to what those guys are saying and start banning them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, it's we
No.
all get
Because you'll have to ban every single one of them fucking guys.
Lord,
It's
what was the
just
thing that happened? What was the
constant
thing that happened to us in TMSG one time when? Oh yeah, Gustavo told me that my friend Justin, listen, Marlon, he loves going outside. He loves spending time in the sun. He's gonna be a little bit darker than you're normally accustomed to. And I'm thinking, oh, he's just lying to me. He's just
We make a
doing
lot of
hyperboles.
dark skin and light skin jokes. What is he gonna tell you?
No. But the thing is this: like, he tells me that he's like, oh, he's just being hyperbolic about it. I went to Las Vegas. I met my friend Justin, and the first thing that came to my mind, going, damn, this guy's tan. It's like, man, Gustavo, you were right. But Justin is a great dude, man. Justin is a great dude. But man, is he? Okay, here's the thing. He loves saying that he's light skinned. Okay, you have to understand. This guy always says to him that he's light skinned. I'm like, bro, your idea of light skin is not the same as mine. I'll tell you that. Dalton is light skinned. Okay.
He's Michael Jackson when he was part of the Jackson 5.
Dude, yeah, look how white I am. For real.
So it's like you just gotta be friends with each other. You just gotta know what type of thing you can say to a person, and just gotta be respectful. If they tell you, hey, listen, I don't like that type of talk, and they're like, okay, that's fine, I have no problem with that. But
Yeah, absolutely.
but if you're
yeah.
dishing it out, if you love dishing it out, you have to take it. Okay, that's the way I see it. If you love,
that's it.
Maybe
That's
Microsoft can
exactly it.
rewrite that policy. Dish it out, bitch.
I'll be honest. Like I commend I guess I'm gonna take a dump on the industry a little bit, because I am right of center on many things when it comes to stuff like this. But I commend Microsoft for setting the guidelines of what they would like their community to be, and hopefully they don't go overboard with the ban hammer, right? Like Dalton said, hey, just ban the shitheads who deserve to be banned, but don't go around policing folks who, when you take it out of context, are just having fun and just ribbing on each other. But honestly, this whole story, even though I was the one that brought it up, I think 10 years ago, this wouldn't have even been a story. Yeah. They would have updated their terms of service or their community guidelines and updated that stuff, and we would have never heard about it. It just would have been a thing because that just would have been part of the zeitgeist. It wouldn't have been part of the social conversation that we have now about safe spaces and trigger warnings and all that stuff. It just would have been something that they did, and we just would have got over it. But now, just because of the world that we live in, it just takes a bigger meaning.
Yeah, and the whole, a lot more people are online now too. I mean, that's another thing too. It's a lot bigger than it was 10 years ago. And,
for sure, that's a great point.
Shit's changed a lot in the last 10 years. I mean, look at 2009 to now. I mean, so I get it. I like you said, I commend Microsoft for doing what they're doing. I think they have the right idea. What's that saying? Their heart's in the right place, but I don't know how it's going to turn out. I don't think anyone truly does. I don't think even Microsoft truly knows how this is going to work out. But I guess we'll see. It's going to happen regardless, though, right? So we'll have to wait and see. Just don't be a toxic asshole.
That's it. That's pretty much it. Yep.
Just don't be me.
Yeah.
I'll say it like that. Just don't be.
Don't
Marlon.
be Marlon. Don't be a fucking hater.
My grandmother, my great grandmother didn't make this up. Rest in peace. I'm positive she didn't make this up. This is just a super old idiom, but I remember her saying it constantly when I was a kid, to me and her other grandkids. She always used to say, if you don't have anything to say, if you don't have anything nice to say, just don't say it. And then one of her favorite ones was, oh man, I forgot it. Oh, that's what it was. Wait. I totally blanked. She was like, the best words are the ones left unsaid. So if you don't have anything nice to say, just really think about it. Just be like, hey, is this worth me getting banned over? Is this person who I don't know halfway across the world, do they really get me this amped up for me to say something nasty? Is it worth it? No. Am I ever going to see this person? Most likely not. Just let it go. Mute them. When I play, one of the few games that comes to mind is COD. And not because this is not indicative of the COD community, although it may be. But every time I play a COD, whether it's a new one or an old one, the first thing I do is I mute everybody in the lobby. I mute my team members. I mute everybody else. As soon as I get into a lobby and I hear music, because I hate it when I hear music.
Oh, I hate that.
that person gets muted. Like I don't want to deal with any of that stuff. I just mute them.
The thing for me is that I love doing that, and I know how much you guys hate it, and I love just coming into the chat room and going blasting some 80s song or something like that, like Lionel Richie, "Hello, is it me you're looking for?"
But
I love
that's
doing
different
that.
though. You don't sit there and play the whole damn song.
Nah,
You come into the lobby, you play a quick little intro, and we're like, "Oh yeah, Marlon's here." Fuck. And then we usually leave the party. But
I remember something.
It's not like you're playing the whole song.
No, I don't.
It's a little bit
I remember
different,
something that a teacher put up a poster back in my middle school years, and it was meant to teach their students something. It says, "Think before you speak, but before you speak, think." Okay, and the words were like this big, bold.
That's shit that you've been hearing since you were a kid. We all heard that shit.
Now the funny thing about that.
Goose heard it from his grandma. I heard it from Bambi. So, the same thing, different
Also
source.
happens to be my grandma.
Yeah.
God.
So,
but here's the funny thing. Some guy at the end of the year blowed up the poster and did, "Think before you speak. But before you speak, think, motherfucker." He put it up in the teacher's room. Everybody lost their shit when he put it on like that, man. I was like, and the teacher's looking at this going, that's getting taken down. But I love that.
yeah.
So I was like, man.
So yeah, basically the gist of that is don't be an asshole. Microsoft, I guess, do what you have to do, and don't go into like chat rooms with a bunch of buddies in there and ban them.
Don't go like Thanos, please. Okay, that's what I'm saying.
So moving on, I think that brings us to our topic of the week, and that's to buy collectors, deluxe editions, or just buy the standard editions of games. And that all come. JB brought this up. This was his topic. He is not here tonight. He has passed on, and. No, he's still alive. He's still alive. He just retweeted the live episode, so he should be still alive.
Oh my god.
So don't buy deluxe or collector's editions. I mean, he was saying it. We don't play DLC. He brought this up. That's a good point. If you don't play DLC, is it worth getting collector's and deluxe editions? And that really depends. I mean, I know I can't speak for Goose, but I kind of like right here. I think I can. Is we love steelbooks, right? So, and a lot of the times it's the only way you can get them, and is in the deluxe and collector's editions. So, I guess it's a catch-22, right? So, what are your thoughts on that?
So I'll take it real quick. So yeah, like Dalton mentioned, this was a topic that JB, who has not passed on. You know what? I've never liked calling him JB. I think it's so corny. I just call him Jeff. I like to call him Jeff. His name is Jeff. I'll call him Jeff.
Jeffrey.
So he brought it up, and he made a really good point. He was like, "Hey guys, I'm gonna stop buying collector's editions." And Jeff is notorious for buying like every single collector's edition. And he's like, "I'm gonna stop buying them because rarely do I get to finish the game itself. And on top of that, I don't ever touch the DLCs. This is a waste of money." And I thought about it, and although I agreed with him, I will not stop buying collector's editions. Right before Dalton started the topic, I went back into my 2018 Best Buy history, and I bought over 9 collectors / ultimate / deluxe
whatever
editions.
The highest dollar, yeah.
Yeah. So Dalton made a good point in that me and him both like steelbooks, and in particular when it comes to Sony, they usually lock their steelbooks behind the like highest priced edition. So for example, Dalton got the Days Gone collector's edition that brings the steelbook alongside the statue. I plan on getting it, but I was like, I can't justify getting it right now because I know I'm not going to play the game day one, right? So I'll just wait. I'll wait for it to drop. And if it drops in price, then I'll get it, right? Otherwise, I'll have to get it on eBay. And then I'm going to out myself here. And I'm like, it's going to be very, very petty and kind of stupid. But I'll just say this truth. Like, when I get a game or when a game is announced and I know that there's like, I want the best version. Just because I want to be able to say I have the best version. Like, I feel like it's complete. Like, whether I play it or not, I can say I have the complete version and you don't. It's so petty, but I'm being honest. I just like having the best of everything. So that's why I buy the collector's edition. I'm not gonna lie, it's petty, it's small, maybe it's I don't know, it's probably juvenile. But for example, Rage 2 comes out next week, and the collector's edition brings like this monstrous looking like head of a mutant statue alongside the steelbook, and it was like $120 or something. I'm like, I could get it with GCU, and I want the steelbook, but I don't want that stupid statue. I'm not paying an extra $40 for a stupid statue that I don't care anything about. So I got the second best edition, and it kind of bothers me. I'm like, I'm paying more than the base edition, and I'm getting the season pass, but I still feel like it's the crappy edition because I'm not getting the steelbook. But I'm not going to buy the one with the steelbook because I don't want that stupid statue. Yeah. So it's so petty and stupid, but it just bothers me inside that I'm not getting the best one. I'm like, ah.
Like, no, I'll tell you something. There was a part of me that wanted to get a Division 2, but then I saw all the editions that game came out with, and I said to myself, just because you're doing this, I'm not gonna buy any. Okay, because it's just like, you get the gold edition, then you get the deluxe edition, then you get the ultimate deluxe edition, and then you get the ultimate perfect, amazing, beautiful 10 out of 10 deluxe edition. And no, I'm sorry, I'm petty like that. If you start doing 5-6 editions with just a little bit more extra, like if this was, I don't know, Kickstarter, it's like, oh, if you donate this much, we'll give you this, but if you donate a little bit more, we'll give you just a little bit more. I'm like, nah, just give me something or nothing, okay? It's just the way I see it, you know.
Yeah, and that's fair, and I'm kind of minority here, but I don't really necessarily have a problem with them doing that. I guess I get to the whole business side of gaming a little bit. Probably not as much as Goose does. He's super involved in that, but I also know that, you know, they don't make a ton of money off the $60 price tag of these games, right? So, and we haven't seen a price increase. We've gotten into this before. We haven't seen a price increase since, you know, the jump from PS2 to PS3. That was $50 to $60, and it's been $60 for a game since 2005 now, when the Xbox 360 came out. You know, I don't really necessarily have a problem with that, releasing all these editions for extra money. And I mean, if they can get a couple people to buy on, I mean, a couple hundred people, a couple thousand people, whatever it is, I mean, they're making some of their money back. And people are also saving money too, because they're going to be releasing DLC for these. They're going to be selling season passes separate. You know, you buy the bigger edition, you often get a little bit of discount on the season pass. I mean, you pay more for that edition, but you balance it out. You end up saving a couple dollars for the season pass, or, you know, a couple little extra things in the game. So I guess I just don't see the problem with it. It does get annoying, like, especially when deciding which edition to buy, but like, I don't know, man. I'm all for them getting a little bit of extra money, I guess.
I'll give you something. So people keep forgetting how games used to cost, like back in the day. I'm not talking about
very expensive, very expensive.
Like Super Mario 2 when it first came out was $62. Super Mario 3 was $65. Okay.
If you correct for inflation now, it's much higher.
So the thing is this, though. Those prices for the games, they lasted a long time. You know, they didn't have those discounts for those games. You know, it was 65, 60, 55, 50, and it always stayed in that margin. Now, a game comes out, it costs you $60. In 3 months, it goes down to 40.
In 2 weeks. Far Cry New Dawn was $39.99, and I think literally 20. In 10 days, it went down to $20. I was like, oh my God. Like, I got it for 20 because, you know, me. But I was like, that poor sucker who paid $40 for that game on day one, man, I'd be so upset if I was that poor sucker.
So I understand why. God, Lord. I understand why they have to, like, incentivize the player with, you got to get the best edition, because they know those prices drop down quick. Not like before, where you had, like, a game could be out in the wild for like 2 years and it still be around the same price. Nintendo is good at that. Nintendo knows that their games are gonna be the same value, whether it's day one or day 785. But
because they control that and they don't put their games on sale.
Exactly, they don't. They don't. So that when you buy Nintendo games,
people buy them. So
they buy them.
I felt, dude. Listen, just a real quick story, and then I'm gonna go back to the deluxe editions and stuff, and I ask you guys a question. But for the longest time, I was waiting. Like, I look at Best Buy deals every single day. You know, as soon as 1 p.m., 1 a.m. in the morning hits, that their prices refresh. I'm looking at seeing like what's dropped in prices. Like it's like I'm like a sick junkie, just looking like what am I gonna buy? And Octopath and Super Mario Deluxe U was like where they were both on sale, like for $10 less than what they usually cost. So from $59.99 to $49.99, and I'm just like, man, these things are never gonna drop. Like I've been waiting, especially for Octopath. I had been waiting for like literally months, maybe close to a year, and I'm like, man, this is never gonna drop.
In July, I believe.
Yeah, and I was just waiting and waiting and waiting. And same thing with Bayonetta 2. I haven't got Bayonetta because I refuse to pay $60, even though it brings 1 and 2. I refuse to pay $60 for like a super old game. And I'm like, so I got that. I got Octopath. I got New Super Mario Bros. U, and I got No More Heroes, Travis Strikes Back. And thankfully, I had the GCU 20% off, so that also helped. But Nintendo is notorious for not caving in on their games. But the question that I wanted to ask you guys, I think me and Dalton agree. Like we're in the same camp where it doesn't like it kind of bothers me when I don't have the best, but I'm not the type of person that says no, don't put out don't put out extra versions because the extra version stops you from buying the game. I'm not that person. Like I can say, well, you have 10 different versions, but I can choose the one that's best for me. So just because I don't get to buy all of them, it's not gonna like it'll bother me, but I don't want it to not happen. But my question is this: games have been $59.99 since 2005, like Dalton mentioned. Would you guys be okay if developers and publishers came out and said, hey, listen, we're going to raise the price of this $59.99 to $79.99, just to throw it out there, right? Just to throw it out there. It's $80 per game, but there will be no season passes. There will be no extra DLC. We will make, like, this price will include everything for the lifetime of this game. I'm in there. I'm like, do it.
So am I.
Do it.
Yep. Do it. Yeah, and I think I said it on a past episode. Even if they went to $69.99, did a $10 increase, they could at that point. I think they could still get away with the DLC. But if, like you said, they do $80 just straight across the board, unless you do like a collector's edition with a statue and shit like that. That's a whole different thing. But I think that would be. I think a lot of people would be okay with it. I'm sure a lot of people would bitch because you know how that is. But like, well, I was paying $60 a year ago or whatever the fuck they'd say. But I think a lot of people would be on board with that, especially, like you know the ins and outs of the industry at least a little bit. You know that development costs way more now than it did 10 years ago. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Especially back into you know what I mean? So yeah, I think if you know that little bit, you're completely fine with it, right? So yeah, I'm on board with that too. No DLC cost, no season passes, $80.
Right. Think about this. I love using this example. I never beat the game, but I put 55 hours into it. But I always love using this example. The Witcher 3. And I'm not even talking about the DLC. Not even talking about the DLC, which was $20 for the season pass, and you got like ostensibly 50 extra hours of gameplay, right? Yeah. With one new different playable area. But think about The Witcher 3 and just the base game, and tell me that game couldn't have been sold for $80 alone. Just the breadth of content in that game. And then, but again, you have to think about the economic side of it. Like it was made in Poland, right? The economics of living in Poland and the cost of living and the cost of life in Poland is much cheaper than in some places that they make games like San Francisco or Santa Monica, which is extremely, extremely expensive, cost of living. So those things I know you have to take into account before the listeners attack me with that. But
and then you get into this whole discussion. It's like, oh, then how much gameplay or content should be in a game that is $80? For me, my issue is that number one, if you're gonna make the game $80, make it so that it stays in that price range for a little bit longer. I don't like seeing prices in games drop down immediately after it gets released.
Why don't you like seeing that?
Because
that's
consumerism. I'll tell you what.
Good for us.
No, yeah. It's not good for me because because somebody who's like a day one, buyer.
The internet is breaking apart because the internet knows how dumb that sounds.
Yeah.
God, Lord, look. My issue with that is that if you're paying $89 for a game, and then 2 weeks later it goes down to $40 You feel like you just got duped. So those and that's my issue.
Shut up.
All right, whatever.
Internet's like, dude, stop. You're digging us into a hole here. No,
Look,
You guys keep talking,
what Marlon is trying to say is that he hates the consumer. He hates them.
I don't hate the consumer. I just hate getting screwed over by the.
It doesn't bother me.
God.
You know what I mean? This is the way I look at it. All right, say the game dips in 2 weeks, right? Say the price drops in 2 weeks. I paid full price day one, but I got to play the game day one. I got to play that game that I was excited for, whatever it may be, right away. I think if it's a game like that, like something that I've been excited about forever, I'd rather pay that extra $20 and get to play it. You know what I mean, right away. I'm not pissed if it goes on sale in 2 weeks. That's just me personally. I know I don't speak for everybody. I don't even speak for you guys, but I don't know. It's just the difference. I guess if it goes on sale the day after launch, then I might have a little bit of a problem with it. If I just paid $60 and the next day or Wednesday it's fucking $40 instead of $60, I'll be a little salty. I'll be asking for a refund for sure.
I'll share this this quick example. And I think that 2019, I've been much better in 2019 at buying stuff day one than I was in 2018. So in 2018, at the tail end of 2018, I sort of broke down. Like I told the guys, like, hey, 2018 is going to be the year. I'm not going to buy stuff day one. And I was pretty good at it until I got to the holidays. And I said, screw it, I'm buying everything day one, right? And I bought many games day one. And then thankfully, not to toot my own horn, but because I'm a Best Buy Elite member, you get a longer window on returns. You get like 45 days, and then during holidays, you get an extended period. So it got to the point where for Forza Horizon 4, I got the Ultimate Edition for $100, right?
So did I.
Like 40 days in, or like I think it was like 6 weeks in or something, it dropped by $20. So I called and got $20 off. Plus, they recalculated the 20% GCU discount, right? I did that for about 6 or 7 games, and I got back in credit, back on my credit card, like close to a little bit over $100. I did it with Dark Souls. I did it with Forza. I did it with Fallout. I did it with not Spider-Man, because Spider-Man was too early. I did it with Shadow of the Tomb Raider. I did it with Hitman. Hitman I bought for $100, and the Gold Edition went on sale for $49.99. And I got that money back. So when 2019 started, 2018 taught me a big lesson. It taught me, don't buy games that you for a fact know that you're not going to play day one. Don't buy them. I skipped on Resident Evil 2. I skipped on Devil May Cry 5. My God, I know there's another one that I skipped on. Like, man, there was a third one. I got to look at my Best Buy list. I have a. Great, my mom just sent me a poop emoji. I don't know why.
Was it Red Death? No, right?
Oh, here it is. So, Devil May Cry 5, Resident Evil 2, Left Alive Day 1.
Okay.
All those games that I plan on getting and I plan on playing, I just didn't buy them day one. Oh, Sekiro, that's the other one. That's the one I was looking for. Sekiro, didn't buy day one. Crackdown 3. Yeah, didn't buy Days Gone. Crackdown 3, which was the one that has already paid off for me. I wanted that game so bad that I was like, you know what? I'm going to buy the Steelbook before the game comes out because I don't know whether it'll sell out or not. So I got Steelbook. I paid $10 for it, but I didn't get the game. The game came out in February. I think like about a month ago or like 4 to 3 weeks ago, I got the game for $29.99 plus a 20% discount only because I waited because I knew that I wasn't going to play it day one. And I will continue to do that. Like Resident Evil 2, I know that I'm going to buy. Sekiro, I know that I'm going to buy, but I'm not going to buy until one, I want to play it, which I don't want to play them now, or until there's a price point where I can be like, man, I have to buy this now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to wait it out.
That's kind of where I was with Days Gone. I wasn't gonna, like you said, I was gonna wait and see if I could get a deal like I got on God of War Collector's Edition at the end of 2018.
You got it.
Yeah, I got it for $60. Thanks to Wario. Thanks to Wario too.
You got a
$60 for the collector's edition of God of War. But Days Gone, I was like, you know what? Since I got my PC, I haven't bought any PS4 games like at all. I haven't So I've got some coupons that were expiring and stuff. And I ended up getting it for about $90 with my GCU with the collector's edition. So I was like, "Fuck it," you know what I
It
mean?
was
I just
worth
said,
it at that price. Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, I just went ahead and did it, and I haven't played too much because I've been in a little bit of a rut, but so I'll probably dig in this winter.
And
sure.
the game sucks. It doesn't suck.
Yeah.
It doesn't, I'm kidding. It
No,
doesn't.
I don't think it
no,
sucks. It's got a
no.
Last of Us feel, but
Sony Defense Force, please don't attack me.
yeah, I don't think it. We don't think it sucks. We have not. JB, who's not on the show, we don't know why he's not on the show. Cryptic. Yeah, he seems to be liking it, so we're gonna let him talk more about that later on. But
Yeah.
so that's kind of the reason I pulled the trigger on it, for sure.
Look, the Sony Justice Warriors will attack you if you say that this game is great, or they will attack you if you say that this game sucks.
I've been wanting to get my boy Juan on here so we can discuss fanboyism in all its forms.
Yeah, we sent him a message today. Apparently, he could not make it. He's pulling an all-nighter, so I think he's partying.
No,
I don't know what that means.
He's working overnight. That's what it means.
Oh, he said pulling an all-nighter. I used to say that when I was a teenager going to sleepovers.
Oh no. He's I won't say what his job is, but yeah, he's working like from 12 to like 7 or 8 in the morning or something.
He's working the graveyard shift.
Yes, correct. Yes, he's working the graveyard.
So yeah, back to topic of the week. Buy collector's editions, buy deluxe editions, and stuff like that. If you don't play DLC like Jeff, he doesn't play games physically anymore. He's pretty much gone all digital. He's the enemy of the people.
He's going all Steam,
and he's gone all digital. So yeah, it makes sense for him, I think. But like for people like Gus and I who like the steelbooks, it's really hard to pass up those editions when you get that steelbook with it. So I guess it comes down to personal preference. Like I don't play DLCs, but I have a ton of I own a ton of the DLC. I just haven't played any of them. So I just like that steelbook.
I think what they should do is just release the steelbook by itself.
Yeah, that's what
they've started doing that more. Yeah, they've started doing that more, but the steelbook for Sekiro is different, isn't it? For the collector's edition to the
it looks much sweeter. No, it's not. It looks much sweeter. At least to me, the collector's edition looks much like the one that Marlon has looks much better than the one that I got.
It does. Okay, and let me tell you something. I guess I was a little bit, hyperbolic about the way that I was talking about, when it comes to collector's editions.
Your internet sure thought so.
I hate you so much.
Did not support you.
But I think my issue is like if the game is something that you really want to buy for day one, and you can get that collector's edition, and you're gonna play it, and you're gonna play the DLC, go for it. If you're not gonna play the DLC, you're not gonna play. If you can do without it, I guess is the way that I'm trying to say, like Gustavo has done, and you can wait a couple of months, then yeah. I can see it enjoying the fact that you got it at a cheaper price. You feel like you got a better bang for your buck. But I don't know, man. I'm still pissed off about Anthem, okay? I'm still feel like I got ripped off in that game. and I feel like if I would have bought it on Steam, I probably would have gotten a better deal than buying it from PSNs.
It's not on Steam, but...
I know, but I'm throwing a dart to EA, okay?
I don't want to talk shit about Anthem. I mean, I personally didn't enjoy it, but I don't want to talk shit about it. I think that's getting old. But yeah,
it's not a good game. I can tell you. It's not a good game.
If I would have bought it for like $50, I probably would have been a lot more lenient to it.
I got it for free, and I wanted
Oh,
to
fuck you, man! I paid $90 for that. Okay. That hurts so much. I could have bought so many games.
I got the steelbook though. It's somewhere up there. Where the fuck is it?
No, this is the thing. I paid $90 for it
on top of Destiny,
and I didn't get the steelbook. That's the issue. Okay. I play the all.
Wait, where did you buy it? GameStop?
No, I bought it. No, I bought it online. I bought it from the PSN store, the old digital edition.
Oh, you got the digital edition.
Okay. So I feel like I got screwed over, and I still didn't get the steelbook. it's that's my issue. That's my biggest
steelbook
gripe
was
with
cool. I will admit that the Anthem steelbook was really cool.
They had one that was glow in the dark too.
No, I did not know that.
Dude,
I'll
that
send you the
one-
link as soon as we finish. Actually, I'll send it to you right now.
That one was sweet,
Oh,
man. That is
shit.
sweet.
It's the exact same one, except that it just glows in the dark.
like the what is it? The eyes glow, right?
Yeah, that's exactly.
The
that's
eyes
exactly
glow so fucking cool, man. Wasn't there like a company that used to do steelbooks that you had them custom made for you?
I don't know.
That'd be sweet.
I'm pretty.
I need
probably
to.
you're right.
I've been looking at steelbooks online on eBay. They have a Final Fantasy X one that was exclusive to the UK, I believe. And I've been looking at buying one of those. So
There was a steelbook that I missed out on. It was from The Witcher 3, and it was perfect because I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of steelbooks, but I don't like, for example, like I don't like the steelbooks that have like, man, how can I explain it? So sometimes games come like with more than one disc, and the steelbook accommodates that, but they'll have one disc on the right hand side and then one disc on the left hand side of the insert. But there are other ones like if anybody has a Red Dead Redemption 2 steelbook one, it accommodates both in one insert.
I love that.
I love those. And there was a Witcher one out in Poland, and it was super cheap, man. It was like $21, and because I was being even more cheap, I was like, oh no, I'll wait till it drops to 15. And I got outbid, and it just no, I wasn't even outbid because it was just like a straight up buy now. And I waited on it. I was like, oh, maybe like I can get it for less or whatever, because the shipping wasn't that bad, and I missed out on it. I want that one so bad.
Sweet. But yeah, so I don't think I have anything else to add to that topic. I think we said all we need to say about it. I kind of wish Jeff would have been here for that because he is out. You know, he said he's outright done buying them. So interesting for sure.
I'm gonna try to hold him to that.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
He's done good. I'll give Jeff credit. He's done pretty goddamn good this year. 2019. Jeff, for those of you guys who don't know, he is notorious for buying whatever the highest edition of whatever game is. Every single exclusive console that comes out, every time there's a color change in console, he buys it. He trades his old one in and buys it. But he's been really good here in 2019. I think he's still rocking the Spider-Man PS4 Pro, which came out all the way back in September. So he's doing good, and I'll give him credit for that.
Oh god,
interesting to see.
I'll tell you this, man. If Jeff was as moneybags as we like to joke on the show about him, you know, if he really was like a millionaire or something like that, I will tell you that he would be like, okay, what kind of console should I be playing today? All right, I think I'll pick the Spider-Man. Pulls that out of his shelf, puts it on, and then some other day goes, I'm done with the Spider-Man for tonight. Let me put the blue PSN limited edition gold. Let me pull that one out. Like, guys, I swear, I have seen so many consoles that this guy has bought just in like a month. It's like the Spider-Man, then the Days of Play PlayStation Blue one, then, and the only reason why he didn't get the limited edition 500, was it the
500
translucent?
million.
Yeah, the 500 million translucent one was because it was already sold out. That is the only reason why he didn't buy it, because I know he would have bought it. But yeah, I mean, I'll hold him to that.
So good job, Jeff. I hope you're listening. I hope you're watching the live show.
We're making him sound like a junkie. I guess. Like, Lord.
But yeah, he's done good, and he's
sober.
Like Gus said, we're gonna hold him to that. And we'll give you guys a report at the end of the year with what Jeff has bought. But so far, so good.
I'm gonna hold him to that. He knows. I'll give him shit for it.
Yeah. So until next time, fellas, I'm pretty good on my topics. I've said what I need to say. I think this. I mean, unless you guys got anything to add, real quick, before we close it out.
No, not really. Just thanks for listening to the show. Thanks for tuning in on the live stream. Make sure to check us out on Twitch, YouTube, and on Twitter. Make sure to follow us over at the AEG Show.
Yeah, we're the AEG Show on everything now. So
Yes, we are.
just
Yeah.
We're even the AEG Show on Pornhub.
Oh
Yeah,
Lord,
absolutely.
why you have to bring that up?
That's
Why
all
do you-
Marlon, though. That's all Marlon. So
God dang it!
just look him up under the AEG Show. on Pornhub.
No, please, no. Dude, Minecraft is gonna
Until
kill
next
me
time,
after.
though, this is the AEG Show. Marlon is on Pornhub.
You can find them under Salt Bay.
That is a wrap, fellas.